Hi guys, welcome. I'm trying to get this so it is not on my legs or my stomach or any of that. I'm just gonna do that for now. Bud? Buddy? Bud? Hey, Bud? Buddy? I'm gonna do YouTube just for a little bit. Alright, love you. Okay. For you, a couple cards. I am just absolutely exhausted. I was gonna. Did I just blow that light bulb? I mean, yeah, I did. I was gonna come on earlier, but I just decided to oh, don't be worried about me. I have the computer over here just for let me move it. I like to move it. I like to move it. We like to move it. No, I am just exhausted. I'm working on new stuff for you guys, and it is kicking my fucking ass. Like nothing I ever experienced. I mean, I knew it was gonna kick my ass a little bit. Well, no, that's a lie. I really didn't expect what was like everything that's going on. That's my little owls, guys, if you're wondering. I did have this set up so you couldn't even like see this for the video I was gonna do. But I decided to wait. And I was gonna go live, and something about it just it wasn't like clicking. So I'm just gonna start by doing like videos and uploading them. For those who didn't, where's my pendulum? For those who were waiting for me to go on live, I apologize. So I was gonna do some Reiki, tomato. Um, what's only mean? Oh, the degrees. I was gonna do a ASMR Reiki. I'm fucking exhausted. And I didn't even have any intentions on doing the SMA. I can't even fucking talk right now. But I noticed when I was channeling it, it was almost like a whisper. And that's an adjustment for me because I'm usually like, welcome, 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 and I even was like, as I was kind of like, okay, so how am I going to do like the intro? It's everything's new. When everything's new, it's like, but it's like, welcome, like it almost didn't, like, it was just very strange. So it was us kind of guided in the direction of the ASMR for that particular video. But what I'm practicing is light language, and it is extremely powerful. And when you start, it wears you out. You hear it, it activates you. So I didn't expect to be worn out after just like a couple hours off and on channeling. So when I came on earlier, I was still like in a trance-like state. Like I have to figure out how to step back. It's a completely different channeling. And it's light language, guys. It's a universal language, but it's a lot. And so when you guys start listening to it and I start doing those videos, just kind of prepare yourself. You can get nauseous, you can get headaches, you can feel like you want to eat because you're trying to ground yourself. You could cry in the middle of the videos. It could sound so familiar to you, it's almost heartbreaking. You can feel like you want to go home. There's so many different reactions that one can have. I just didn't realize that it was going to kick my ass like this. So I wanted to jump into it, but with surgery around the corner, I think I'm going to wait a couple weeks before I send out a video, because I want to make sure I can handle it and I learn how to rejuvenate my own energy. And I want to make sure my voice is the right frequency to match the Reiki. It's tricky. Yeah, it works with your DNA codes. You guys can do some research if you don't know much about it. It's called light language. But I will tell you, if you go and click on a video and you start to listen, some of them can be pretty brutal. Others are more gentle. I'm not going to say or suggest, suggest necessarily wait for mine. I don't know. You guys have been with me for so long. You might be better off waiting to see how you relate to the frequency that I send out. Um, so it's absolutely it's beautiful. It's unlike anything majority of people I'm sure have heard. But light language is part of this ascension, along with a lot of other things. So I'm just trying to incorporate certain stuff. And what I wanted to do was start with this particular deck, start with each 9 cards, and do 9 by 9. There's 9 by 9. Do 9 at a time. There's 78 in this deck. This is all about blind spots. And I wanted to activate and clear. The thing with me, in the video, it's hard for me to talk and channel because the light language, there's different ways you can do it, right? You can do it through your hands, you can do it through your eyes, you can do it through voice, or you can do it through chanting their language. What I feel like they're having me do is it's more of like it's more singing like a song. I can't explain it. It's like it's like that. So it's definitely going to raise frequencies, but at the same time, it's going to activate your DNA. And this shit is no joke. So if you're going to go and research it, yeah, go ahead. Absolutely. But if you're going to go on YouTube and listen to it, just be prepared. I mean, I'm going to give you guys a video to break it down even better before I go and do it. And I wouldn't even be having this conversation with you right now. I would have just held off. But when I was about to go live with the Scorpio, I had mentioned ASMR Reiki with, healing frequencies and stuff. And then when I went to go do just like a video itself, I was throwing myself off when I was like talking in between the frequencies that are like activating. So it was throwing me off. So it is so powerful. Absolutely drink lots of water. I got lightheaded a couple times throughout the day. I had to lay down because my body needs to now adjust to that frequency. And I didn't realize it was going to take that type of energy from me. So I need to figure that out. And then, with surgery around the corner, and then a little time to heal. So I'd say within a couple weeks, I'm going to start putting those videos out. I don't know why Spirit is with the whole ASMR. I think it's because it's not like my voice. I guess my voice, but when I'm channeling, because I'm working with frequency, it's sound. It's not chat. It's different. So I haven't been able. It throws me off channeling, if that makes sense. So if I stop and talk and say, you are protected, you are like, if I'm like, okay, we're going to work on this chakra, we're going to do this, it actually throws my vibration off because I'm then stepping out of the chant. So it's a lot. but it's beautiful. And if you want to start exploring it, absolutely. You've been doing it since July. Took me a few weeks to realize it was truly after. Yeah. Oh, it was the first time I heard it. It was so instant. It just felt like I'm like, oh, okay. Like I blow my own mind when I hit a certain pitch in the channeling. Like that even stops me from channeling because I sit back from it and I'm like, like what the holy fuck was that? Like that was like what? That was me. Um, so I have to um I have to acclimate my body first. And it took me a little while to step out of that trance. And then like 6 hours later, I got really nauseous and lightheaded. It only lasted about a half hour, but it was enough to knock me on my ass. Um, it's basically different. It's light language. It's from different dimensions, realms. It's universal. Um, some people, um, there's classes. You can learn it. It's available to everybody. It is the one universal language that all you have to do is hear it and it instantly activates you. So, yeah, you definitely want to be grounded, but you don't necessarily, because in the beginning, what I'm doing is uh, like a healing, a clearing. It's it's gonna touch certain parts of chakras, but I more or less want to work on the meridians at first. So it just makes, people feel a little happier, makes, um there's so many benefits to it, and it is an instant thing, and you can go about your day. It's like listening to like anything. Like you shouldn't drive to it. It's almost hypnotizing. It can put you in a slight trance, whether you even are aware of it or not. The ASMR fact is just it's the tingling, but that's like activation. There's certain stuff. So, you really kind of want to be, sitting or cleaning, because you don't know what you're gonna expect. And I didn't really know what to expect. I thought for me I could just go on and I was gonna be fine. But I did it for almost 3 hours this morning before coming on, and that wasn't the case. So, but again, that was the first time I chanted for that long. And typically I wouldn't do that in one day. Um, but I'm also channeling, and at the same time I'm trying to learn it, and it's almost impossible to do both. So it's gonna take me a couple more weeks. It's almost like spirits like, go ahead and do it. Like it's not something you have to learn. It's part of us, and you either have it or you don't. You have it in different ways, certain things. I've always done the hand thing. I always knew I had it with the hand thing. And I didn't really look into it then, a little bit, certain stuff. But I was like, yeah, I was always bouncing from one thing to another. But I didn't think I was going to actually channel it that way. So that's going to take a little time for me to. The thing is, I have no problem channeling it. It's like second nature. I blow my own mind. I almost like go back and listen to my own videos and I'm like, holy shit. But it's me. It's me adjusting and tuning out the talking, certain stuff. So I have to figure out how ultimately they want me to present it in a way, because it's presented in every different ways. If you were to just listen to a person actually talk it, that's an activation alone itself. Um, with me, they want me to. It's like a pitch. It's a frequency. It's different than talking, and it's something I haven't experienced. So it's new for me, and I think it's just going to take me a little more time to figure out, am I going to talk or not? So I don't know, Tony. Yeah. So it's exhausting. I mean, I'm okay with it. I just didn't realize. Like I said, it was the first time today I did it for almost 3 hours. And then I was just gonna come on and do Scorpio, and I wasn't even gonna incorporate light language or anything like that. But I noticed, I believe it was like right when I started that video, I heard it in my voice. It took me a few minutes to pick up on that I was still in the zone, but trying to come out of it, but I wasn't out of the zone. I don't know how to explain it. So I'm just exhausted. So I don't think I might do a little bit tomorrow, not much at all. I'll come on and do Scorpio, but I probably won't touch it and mess with it again until beginning of next week. But it's pretty beautiful. It's amazing. The first time I heard it, I cried because it was so familiar, and I probably also cried because it was healing. So I think everyone's reaction is going to be different. Well, our DNA is different, guys, right? So you can't expect everybody to have the same reaction. Trolls, you don't get too many trolls when you're doing that type of work either, because, darker energies, frequencies, yeah, but not as much as you think. Yes, because they know the language. But not as many trolls, because they don't want to be woken up. They're gonna be like, fuck this shit, I'll go harass someone else. Because it's activation. So if you're just watching for shits and giggles, or stalking, or you just want answers, this is different. It's you can't escape it once you hear it. So do a little research, and then if you feel like finding someone on YouTube, absolutely go for it. Just be careful, because higher pitches, higher channeling, it's more, and that's just it. You don't know what you're looking for, because I didn't know what I was looking for either. So the way it hit me was probably not the most gentle way. But maybe it wasn't meant to go that way. It's light language, light language. So again, it's a universal language. It's multidimensional language, and it activates DNA. It's very healing. It's calming. It's almost a form of manifestation without even manifesting. I don't even know how. There's so many different ways to explain it, but I've also been working on the sigils that That's also a form of light language. Um, Light language goes back to very ancient times with religion. It just didn't have a name, and it had a name, but it didn't get carried down in like the books, the biblicals, like it got carried down as like hieroglyphics, things like that, um, different languages, and throughout the years it always had like different names. Like it's not in relation to like the tongue or things like that, but it's if honestly, I would have gave you guys a lot more information on this and posted links for you guys, but because I wouldn't say I jumped the gun earlier, I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it, no problem. But I was half in a trance, half channeling. I couldn't get to. Yeah, it's a galactic language, but it's universal. Um, I couldn't get back into the state I was in earlier doing it. So I tried. It was almost like I kept pushing the live feed out, like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and all that. And I wouldn't be talking about it right now if some of you didn't catch the title on the Scorpio video when I was going to go live. So I know, even through my voice and bringing in the light language, it's already activating in a majority of you that are listening, just to me now, because I've already welcomed that energy in. So it's absolutely nothing to be frightened of. And if you're just not comfortable with it, you just don't watch those videos. They have me multitasking, and I mean, they've been doing it to me for a year now. But I have been kind of working on more of the sigils and the handwriting, because I already have that part down. And again, yeah, it comes through eyes, it comes through hands, it comes through the frequency, the pitch of the voice. It's just something. Read about it before you watch a video, because you get the right person talking to you in light language, it's going to activate you. It's not something you can back out of. It's pretty powerful, guys. It is known as one of the most powerful forms of, you name it. Some people call it magic. It's, I don't necessarily know if I want to call it magic and scare people, but it's, when you Google it, you will clearly see it is one of the most powerful languages, and it will wake you up and it will activate you either like instantly, but you might not feel the activation instantly. But you will eventually feel it if you're listening to the right person speaking light language. I don't think there's too many impersonators with light language, guys. You either know how to do it or you don't. But everybody knows how to do it. It's already in us. It's gonna sound so familiar to you, but I don't think there's too many people that can actually impersonate that, to be honest with you. I don't think so. Not too many people are going to try to learn that language to interpret it or go on and fake something. I'm being very careful. I already know I have that healing power, that energy. And we've talked about this. This is just another way of doing the traveling Reiki for you guys. But this is This is not the same as just clearing chakras. This is like a full body cleanse. It's beautiful. It's like being able to skip having Reiki or Reiki, tomato, tomato. It's driving me nuts. The spirit's got me saying both. But it's downloads of codes. It's activating codes, and you don't even realize it. You just, you know, there's different forms. You can be in a trance, or it can be hypnotizing. There's all different ways of communicating light language. But I wouldn't be intimidated, guys. I've been doing it for a long time with my hands, and pushing energy out that way, and just through voice activation. Um, this is just a different form of language because it's more beneficial for the ascension, and I'm here to work for the ascension. So this is one of the key importance of this ascension is light language. If AI was to instantly shut down everything, imagine AI shutting down everything. And then they just played 2 minutes of light language at the same time, the same portal going out to everybody, different country. Like it would instantly, it would awaken everybody, but it would have them in a state of what the fuck just happened. So they can't really do it like that. It's one of those things where you want to welcome it first. You want to be okay with it first. You're okay with celestial beings. You're okay with galactic energy. This is different realms. I'm talking different realms, different planets, different dimensions. It is the unconditional love. But you're getting different species, you're getting humans, you can get aliens, you can get celestial beings, you can get spirits, you can get ascended masters. Like this is the universal language for every species on every planet. So that's one of the things I'm going to be doing next. A majority of what I'm doing will be the sigils and helping you guys and helping the universe and clearing certain ways. That is different than just through words. And I will be doing light language videos as well. And you guys are probably going to love them. Absolutely love them. I mean, I love them. Like the first time I ever listened, I was crying, and I know it was like a clearing, but it was also like, holy shit. Like, is that an icon? Like, we would look up to celebrities or public figures. I knew that person was talking to me. Like, it's overwhelming. But that's more of a different tone. Every tone has a frequency, and each frequency opens different things. They activate all DNA, but it's how it's done, and it's the tone. They have me kind of singing, which I think is, I want to say weird, but it's not weird. How many times do I sing in videos? Every day through music. And it's very low. It's like when I talk, it's a whisper. So that's why they were throwing in like the ASMR. And I know people have always told me, like, Court, you got to do it. Your voice is so relaxed and this. And like, I get it. Like, I've already looked into it, but I was looking for certain people to collaborate with certain music. I guess I don't really need that now because it's the frequency. But I have to figure out, like I was saying earlier, me even just stopping the the chant, the song, the frequency to talk, it almost disconnects me. So again, like I said, I have to figure that out. And I thought about possibly doing it tomorrow, but then I was like, the way it wore me out today, I was like, And then I don't want to start something that I can't follow through with, and you guys have to wait a few weeks for a few more videos. And again, I'm only mentioning this because I'm sure a lot of you saw the the caption of the Scorpio video when I was about to go live. Else I wouldn't even be discussing this right now. I would just kind of do it so it just flowed and you would have videos that followed. So once I figure out how to incorporate things, I will get those videos out for you. Oh, thanks, Amy. I know it's only a matter of time before this channel made transitions. We've been talking about for a while, and that's just one thing to come. They like have me bouncing all over the place. It's kind of exciting, but I kind of just, and here I am like wanting to push it out a few more months. And it's like, no, this all makes sense why it's like here and now, just even health wise, but like things that are just coming to me since I stopped going to work have been insane. I don't know if it's been there the whole time and I just couldn't hear or listen or grasp or comprehend, or because it was busy. Now it's like I just get up, I put the kids on the bus, and I have me. So since I've had me in the last week, it's just I can concentrate now on how to go about things. So yeah, this channel is going to make huge transitions. That's why I said we're all here for a reason. Hey. So I'm excited for that. I haven't listened to many other people who speak it. I know there's like weekend getaways. I know there's like it's very slim. I mean, there's plenty of them, but it's not. They're like little activations. There's probably not as many YouTubers doing it, and I think that's gonna end soon. I think there's gonna be plenty of YouTubers that are gonna start doing this. If you can, why not? Some people, yeah, they might not be okay with it because it's one of those things like, you can't listen to it because, hey, you want to listen to Courtney. This is an activation, guys. Like it's once you do it, this is not an activation that you can step away from. And I'm not saying that to scare you, but I mean, you have to be aware. The frequencies I'm doing are healing frequencies because I'm a healer. So it's not instantly going to change your life, but it's instantly going to change how you feel about life. And that's a fucking beautiful thing, especially for people who are depressed or they want to commit suicide or they just struggling. Like, this is the type of healing frequencies you want them to listen to. And there's scientific backup on light language. There's studies on all that because it's fantasizing. It's and it's one of the number one most powerful things. Part of this ascension. So you will start hearing about it more, and hopefully within the next year seeing a lot more of it as well. Because when one activates one, it's like a trickle effect. It's phenomenal. So I'm glad some of you have heard of it. When I first came across it, um, I had never heard of it, you know? I was like, wow, what is this? I was just click, click. Like, I didn't even look into it. I was just like, oh, this looks like, what's this? This looks cool. And it was like, holy fuck, you know? So I noticed mine sounds a little different than others. Again, I haven't looked at that many. And I think there's 25 different ways of frequency. So I'm sure some people are really good and they do all sorts of it. Um, but that's got to take some time. Even I don't, Spirit says no. With certain people, it's no, because maybe you came here to do that. You could just be humming that in the hallway past your work, and you're activating people. Is that a little manipulative? Now that I think about it out loud, yeah, maybe kind of, but you could be doing it where you don't even realize you're doing it, and you're just meant to do it. So it's. I just want to make sure I have it situated on my end, so um, I'm not stopping my own channeling in the midst of it. So it's beautiful. I reach notes that I didn't even know people could reach, and it's different than singing though. But the notes are a little similar. I'm learning the letters, which are important because C is ka ka. It's not So it's just that is more of the S, and it's quick. Some of it can be real. It's so quick that people like they can't even understand what somebody's saying. But we kind of chant the same thing repetitively, but not enough so it gets boring or annoying. And it can go from one voice to sound like it's singing. Mine is more of a singing. So like when you hear cha, 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 that's making space. It's clearing certain stuff, whether it be chords, whether it be old patterns, whether it be certain stuff. Like even you being like cha, 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 like certain like that can even help you if you want to start there. Instead of being like clear your throat or clear the throat chakra or whatever, you could literally do this yourself and start with ch, 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 ch. And that it's different frequencies throughout certain like ranges. It just depends on what message is getting out there. So me, I would like to know what I'm actually saying as I'm doing it. I'm not there yet, but I have enough trust and faith that I'm being guided, and there's nothing about this manipulating. I mean, it's beautiful, you know. And some people don't even know what they're chanting because they're in a trance. So I don't know if I'll ever be able to know what they're saying at the same time either. It really just depends on what you're here to do. I don't want to overdo it and say, oh, well, it's a must. I got to figure out this aspect of it too, because I'm also working on the sigil aspect of it. And this is all ancient form of belief, magic. It goes back from the beginning of cavemen putting hieroglyphics and pictures on the walls because they thought you know, it was them talking to the gods. If they drew a picture of a cattle, this is, with an arrow. It was manifestation. It was visual manifestation. It all started with the cavemen. It wasn't them talking to each other like, hey, let's go catch this and pointer sticks. Let's do this today. It wasn't like that. It was them talking to the universe and gods. Someone eventually with the cavemen must have been like, wow, I started talking this and praying and just talking to the sky. And next thing you know, I'm fucking catching cattle, and it just caught on. I don't know how it happened, but this has been the universal language since the beginning of time. And this is the one language, the one belief, religion, we ever want to call it, that has never been taken. And it is within our DNA. It is meant to activate us. So it could get people thinking too with the whole like, well, God and the Bible and religion. And I thought we came from, yada, yada. But it's like, okay, so did yada, yada come up with a language to wake you up? Did yada, yada put that in your DNA? There's people got to be starting to change their perspective when it comes to certain things. And I'm not trying to take away beliefs, but now it's becoming scientifical. It's so that's not a subject I really care to even discuss or get into. I'm just pointing it out that it's pretty naive of people to not open their mind regarding certain things. That's all I'm saying. Because if those are the stubborn ones that will shut the channel down or change the channel, because those are the ones that are scared to even chance listening. And again, there's nothing to be scared of. It's pretty powerful. So I just suggest that you read up on it a little bit. And I feel like it's probably something I've been doing for a while anyway without even realizing it, guys. And I've always channeled through my hands. It's always been a thing. And able to do activations via this way. And that's a beautiful thing, because I'm sure there's plenty of people that do it, but the ones that you can really click with and activate you, and that the Reiki is working long distance, it's beautiful. This form of channeling, though, I do have to figure out how to channel my energy back. It doesn't come with a guidebook. Would be nice. Would be nice if we had a guidebook for this, but we don't. And everybody's different. Some people suggest coming out of a trance that you hold your breath and imagine, air filling in your lungs, and, spirit with me is the opposite. And he's like, I want you to clap your hands, because I probably need to just like snap out of it a different way. I don't think spirit's trying to get me to do the whole breathing thing when it gives me like, So there's different forms that are going to work for different things. And luckily I have, really good guides that advise me. So who doesn't want to wake up and actually know what that feels like? You know how many of us, it took years and years and years for us to get to where we're at. When you listen to the right person for a certain amount of time, it can be done in weeks. some of you, it's instant activation, but to really feel like a different person can take a few weeks. But it's a thing, guys. There's no question. You know, it's like when you detox or, Reiki, anything like that, drink plenty of water. You can listen to something you can listen to light language for 4 minutes. Don't think that you don't have to drink water. Don't think that you might not need to rest. So I would kind of recommend, I wouldn't do it on a day where you're running around and you have a shit ton of shit to do until you've been acclimated. In some of you, it's instant acclimation, but others it can take a few weeks. You know, um, it's going to be a different type of activation. That's all. I'm pretty sure I've been doing it with my hands for years now. So the fact that they have me already doing that and with the frequencies, and I've already been working on the sigils, it's like putting all the bands together. It's going to be pretty powerful. I'm just going to have to figure out how to accommodate it all, and it's going to be different in the sense, like when I do tarot or certain stuff, or the way I present certain stuff, or whatever it may be. It's always going to be a different type of activation. I'm pretty solid about that at this point. That it's not just it's not just a tarot reading, or it's not. And now that I just welcome in celestial beings into my space, that's amplified energy coming your way. Once they come in, they don't leave. They're kind of like guides, You're welcome. Thank you guys for being so patient, and I'm sure this is still going to take plenty of time, but well, maybe it won't, but a year from now, this channel will be completely different. There's still going to be tarot. There's still going to be, you guys, you're along for the ride. So it's just one of those things. If you look here now and then a year from now, it's like, wow, so there's a lot of things Spirit has me working on. Designs. We all have tattoos, not all of us, but you know what I mean? People have tattoos, symbolizations, people wear the cross, people wear any type of talisman or, symbolic icon. They have me working on one in particular, and I've been talking about that for 4 months. Imagine this one image that can change someone's perspective just by looking at it, which is what sigils do. But to combine hundreds and hundreds of years of history up until now in one seal is pretty fucking beautiful. 20 years from now, people could be rocking it, wearing it, and it's like as if you would see a cross or a bow, a heart, you know. I feel pretty blessed to be able to work on stuff like this, to be quite honest with you. And that's like when I got emotional the other day with the beginning of Scorpio with, dark angels. A lot of people want to say, it's dark energy, dark angels, but for people to even say that, and I've heard a couple of readers say it, is pretty disappointing to me because they're looking at dark angels as dark energy. And it is, but they're looking at it as like a bad thing, like you don't want to waste your time with it. But for those who have really done research, you will know that dark angels and ghost riders, they only come in when the ascended masters give them permission. They work for the ascended masters. So when I say I'm going to stop flipping some shit with this industry, we're going to stop flipping shit with this in this industry, guys, because it's just not fucking kosher for people to be like, well, you don't want to, interact with that, because that's a dark angel. Well, why don't you do your fucking research first? So don't call a dark angel, or you go from, a reptilian, and then from a reptilian, a narcissistic reptilian, and then instead of reptilian, now you're going to dark angel. And there's so many different names. And there's so many beautiful reptilians, and there's so many beautiful dark angels, and there's so many beautiful humans. And you see what I'm saying? So I don't know what happened to this industry, but I'm gonna try to clean it up with my own sage wisdom and, spirit by my side. I think it's pretty fucking important for the next generation to be educated on it, and not just little bits and pieces from a whole bunch of different peoples and articles and Google and, Let me just reply to Jade. She landed. So, there's that. And I've been on, it was just 5858. That number has come through before. I think I'm just going to throw you like one or two cards, and then I'm going to wrap it up because I'm going to spend time with you guys tomorrow. And I kind of feel like I'm getting a second wind, but I want to yawn, but it's not coming out. So I just need to rest. Spiritual meaning of 5858. The 5 and the 8 combination signifies that you are heading towards substantial changes in your life. You are asked to stay balanced and positive at this time, and the message from your angels to remember that you are loved and supported by the universe, and to maintain your faith and to trust. An intuitive or new project may have financial benefits for you, so it may be worth your while. You know, guys, I want you all to wear your crown. And if this is a thing and it activates you, you know, who's to say that you, you wouldn't be happier opening your own platform and you have what it takes to connect with people and you speak light language the way some people want to hear it interpreted. The way we interpret the way it's interpreted is always different because everyone's voice is different. It's not like in music where you're singing certain notes where they practice like yeah, like what do they do, like me, like it's not like that, you know what I mean? You just wiggle your bum at your mother. You sure did. Jiggy with it. So it's one of those things where struggling or not struggling, yeah, 3 years from now you do things right, you could retire or you could just be living a whole different lifestyle that's more suited for you. I don't want to hog it all. All us people don't want to hog it all. Not when we're in the midst of, hi baby, Ascension and all that. Don't eat them all. I was really liking that salt. So, if it's not for you, it's not for you. But there's so many things where you could do. You can blog. You could do. What's the things where they do it on like Spotify or different things? A podcast. And your voice is just like. I'm just saying, not everybody has to work their ass off 3 jobs, 2 jobs, or even that 1 job and then come home and do extra. We're not meant to do that. Our DNA is not, it wasn't meant to do that. Like, I got to be careful, for instance, if I could cure cancer and I could do this by that and I could do that, right? People have that capability. But Spirit's not going to be like, yeah, quote, do that or don't do that, because that's my own consequence if I choose to do that. Because if that person's time is up and I'm interfering with the law of nature and how certain things are supposed to go, I'm going to have a huge consequence. Huge. But I know there's certain spirits and certain things with me where I train, put my mind to it. Like, there's just, I don't know, guys. It's just, you got to be ever so careful. So at least going like this route is an activation. I really can't get in trouble. I really can't get in trouble. So I wouldn't say it's the easy way out, but who knows where, one thing leads to another. And, if Spirit ever gave me the okay and certain people had certain abilities. You know how many people walk this earth that actually have those type of abilities and they're just not aware of it? You'd be shocked at the amount of people. So you don't have to be into like the holistic route. You don't have to be trained in this and years of this, and now you can be called a master. Like it doesn't work like that. With me, there's certain stuff why I have to learn step by step. And then there's other stuff. It's just there. It's in my DNA. It's just, and if it's not in my DNA, it's the sage wisdom. It's in the Akashic records. It's there. It's second nature. And it sounds, some people would be like, that's when jealousy kicks in. And it was like, well, why does that one have that ability and that one doesn't? Well, because that everybody has something. It's just, where did you get to the point in your life where you really didn't have a choice but to sit back and think about this, and this? Like, so many people don't have that because they're so pushed to go to college or so pushed to do this and, go to college and be a doctor, go be a lawyer. So do you really have time to explore anything else? And then you're in the society, right? So there's just, I feel like I'm bouncing. But yeah, I'm just bouncing and bouncing and bouncing. But I'm just saying, you'll be shocked at how many people come in with that particular ability to cure cancers and diseases because Earth was not supposed to have those diseases. Those are man made. They were not here when we came here. So, in some cases, you do want to heal other people. You do want to heal the earth. You do want to heal things. So, we all came in with certain gifts, and society has corrupted us that we don't even know how to use those gifts to survive anymore. You remember when life was so much simpler and everyone survived, lived really long lives, they were happy? Society took that from us. But you can say fuck society and start today. We all came in with a gift, guys, that will get us through life, that will pay our bills. All they want for us is to raise our vibration so it helps them. So if you nail that, you're kosher. Unless you have a bigger part to play. But that's really what it is, Love you. So I'm going to pull one card. I almost just want to leave this as a video as is so people can kind of understand the light language and what happens next, along with other things, but just so somebody has some of you guys have a little bit of a heads up. But I am here, so let's do one of these and I'll spend some time with you guys tomorrow. I can't do any of the light language tomorrow, though. Like I said, if you're just jumping on, I talked about that earlier. I have surgery on Thursday, so I have to recoup from what I did today. What's up? Hey. Knock, knock. Hey. Pretty sure it goes the other way.
Love you.
Love you more. Haha. I just shut my eyes and I caught myself, guys. I was just about to start light language for you. Oh, it's funny. I was like, See, it stays with you. It stays with you. So it won't be long. I just gotta recoup. I gotta make sure I don't drain my body after surgery. Oh, I just want to go right into it. Whew. All I had to do was shut my eyes. See, like I said, once you call in the celestial beings, they don't go anywhere. Ooh, my hands are on fire. All right, hold on. I don't know if I'll ever be able to shut my eyes again like that. And whew, I mean, maybe I can once I figure out how to shut things on and off. But I just don't even know if that's possible now. Wow. It's almost like the whole side of my head is like from the outside, not to the top, but like the whole outside to very It's like I don't know what, I haven't experienced the outside of my head like that. So say like this is the top of your head and it's from like here. So it's just going from like here to here. Any of you guys feel that? Just me? Am I the only one that just experienced that? Maybe. All right. I just want to, okay, let me just get a card. Oh my gosh. I find it funny, but I'm almost like overtired and I'm just kind of in awe that just like that, I didn't even ask for it. It's just there. I mean, I welcomed it in, but like me, I don't know how to explain it. So any whoozy, this is the Halloween deck. I also have the Santa Morte Oracle. We'll use those tomorrow. Oh, you're not up there anymore. You're over here. So let's see. Ooh, the lamp. Remembrance. These are some pretty cool cards. Ooh, she reminds me of the deck of cards I have. We haven't played with those in a while either. They're the ones where all the women were, all of them are women, depicted as women. It's one of my favorite decks. Spacing the name of it. I almost want to say Stranger Things. Oh, Little Creatures? Maybe it's, no, Beautiful Creatures. Huh. All right, the lamp, sorry. Sorry. Oh, that's it. Oh. This is other things that she has. I wonder if she's the artist or Amazing Creatures, but say the amazing creatures are less vampires, allies. I wonder if she created the deck. I'm interested now. It looks just like it. Oh. Huh. More oracles for me to gather. Wonderful. As if I don't have enough on my plate. I love that deck, so how could I not? All right, guys. The lamp, the lamp, the lamp. And again, I'll be with you tomorrow. So, remembrance. Let me switch my glasses. These are my reading ones. All right. The lamp. I light a single candle within a lamp for you, a single flame in my darkness that reflects my heart as truth. It is tradition to carve a jack-o'-lantern that scares away spirits. It was an older tradition still. To light a candle or a lamp on Halloween night and to leave it in the window as a loving guide for those who have passed, both as a symbol of remembrance and a kind of leaving on the lights for those who wish to come home. The lamp was left on to illuminate the night and perhaps even the sadness that was felt by the passing. This card reminds us of the positive thing to remember who has passed by celebrating their life after the morning of the death. For those whom did not have an easy relationship, or even those we did not like, leave us with valuable lessons. Sometimes we learn more from our nemesis than we do our friends. And so the darkness can illuminate our strengths and our true values that can live with them more clearly and fully. That's beautiful. I haven't looked at these yet. It is a beautiful thing. So, what it's trying to say, there's so many different things it is saying, but for some of you, lighting a candle in general and having a memory, or if I light a candle, this is for Nana, or I could light a candle and please help me clear any past trauma I'm unaware of, or you know, please welcome anybody that wants to come, or please, put the light in the window, just so your ancestors know that you're thinking about them. So it's a beautiful card. So the lamp, the remembrance. And let me just say, I just want to read this one more time. I light a single candle with the lamp for you, a single flame in the darkness that reflects my heart so true. So, lighting a candle for somebody, even if they're alive, um, or remembering your ancestors. And part of this light language, guys, is for you to remember who you are, where you came from, the history that's just is in us, the wisdom, the old souls, whatever it is for you. Okay. But light language is for you to remember who you are, and where you came from, and you're here now. You don't have to change your lifestyle per se. You don't have to change your perspective per se, but to really just kind of listen to how someone explains it, or it's you can still listen without an opinion. You can say, all right, I get why some people would think that, or just be a little more open to um just living your life happy and less judgmental and more carefree, you know so I think remembrance coming out right now like that is significant in this case, because that's why you're having a DNA activation. That's what it is, for you to remember. It adds your soul. It adds to your soul. It helps soothe and heal souls. It's how could you not want to be like, hey, well, if it works, then or take something that works away from somebody else by judging it. It's known to release patterns. You name it. Do some research. Pretty beautiful. Okay. And I almost lit this candle, but it's getting low. It's right here. Let that shit go. It's getting low, and I was using it in the video today that I tried doing twice. One was about 15 minutes, and the other one was about 8 minutes. And again, I interrupted myself by wanting to speak because I felt the need, and then going back to the frequency. So I don't know if I'll be able to do both right off the bat. We'll see. Midnight, the most magical hour of all. And Cauldron, synergy and healing. So I will be back tomorrow morning after I get the chicklins off to school. I hope you guys have a beautiful rest of your night. And I'll see you tomorrow. And I will put light language in the title. Okay? I love you guys. I hope you sleep good. Bye, guys.